This is Relegation Riddim. You got a bit of hip hop in there. It's by Bugsy Malone. Have a read of the background information, it's always helpful, I think. And you notice that in the beginning there's a bass and Annie 3 and 4 Andy 1, where the two lines above a hi-hat in this situation is a semiquaver or a 16th note hat. And then it's pretty much 1 and 2 Annie bass with a hat, and then 4 E ander with all the hats, right left. We'll treat them as crash, hat, snare, bass, hat, bass, snare, daddy, 1 and 2 bass, snare, open, close. And then it's more of the same until you get to this little fill here, 1 and 2 bass, snare, open, close with a hat, and 2 and 3 and 4 Andy, just like that, pretty much with the hats. Then you got an open close hat here, a few more bass drums, bass, snare, bass, snare, bass, snare, bass, snare, bass, flam, 2 sticks. The second stick is louder, the first stick is soft. I'm sure I'll explain that later. And then you're into the C section with the ride cymbals, crash, ride with the bass, ride, 1 and 2 Annie 3 and 4 E and 1 and 2 Annie 3 and flam. Then you got more of the same, except this fill is a 1 and 2 Annie 3 and 4 E and 4 strokes on the snare, crash bass it, and you continue with the ride cymbal, more of the same, look vertically, it's all with a ride bass, ride snare, ride bass, ride on its own, ride with a bass, that's a quaver bass or an 8th note bass. Continue, more of the same. You got a fill here, bass, snare, 1 1 2 E floor, snare. Hold it for you hold that snare for the 4th, 1 and 2 and D 3 E and 4. I'll show you that in the demo. 1 and then back to the hats for D, and you outro the way you began with the B section, open hat, close, and 2 bass, hat, bass, snare, bass, and then these are 2 toms at the same time, high tom and mid tom, high tom, mid tom, 1 E and with the bass, and D 3 and 4 E. The dot extends that quaver for another half a beat. You've actually got 2 lines here, so that's a semiquaver, so that's why we say 4 E for this. So it's 1 E and 2 and D 3 and 4 E all around the toms, and I'll show you how that works. I'll also have a read of the Rockschool walkthrough, give you a bit more insight, and this is how it goes.
Relegation Riddim. 1 2 3 4.